एहसास न्याय का सबके लिए, आकाश न्याय का सबके लिए.
Hello viewers, I am Advocate Tina Mosley, Legal Assistant with the Goa State Legal Services Authority, and it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all today on our channel. It is great privilege to address you all on the successful completion of 1 year of our channel. This indeed could not have been achieved without the support and participation of all the viewers and our subscribers. Through this virtual Juridicare series, we have been making efforts to reach out to all to provide legal services at your doorstep and provide access to justice. I thank all of you for encouraging us in our efforts in creating a way forward virtually in the field of various legal and social issues. We are now commencing season 2 of our virtual Juridicare series, and we hope and look forward for more participation from our subscribers and viewers, and we will try our best to come up with a new and improved season of our talks and program. To begin with, on the occasion of our channel's successful completion of 1 year, we bring to you a motivational talk, Inspiring Lives, Never Give Up, by Advocate Ishan Usapkar, which will be followed by a talk by Mr. Levinson Martins on environment and waste management. So, let's get going.
Namaskar. This is Advocate Ishan Usapkar, and I'm a lawyer by profession. But then today I don't come in front of you to speak about law. Rather, I'm in front of you to speak of a different topic altogether. You see, somewhere in the year 1999, something big happened in this country, and that changed my life to a very large extent. If you remember, in the year 1999, India went to war with Pakistan on this peak called the Kargil Mountains. Kargil was a very, very important aspect at that point in time, and even till today, it happens to be for me. On 26th, that is very soon, we celebrate the Kargil Vijay Divas. In the year 1999, there was a small young boy who was in his school in around 3rd standard. And the entire Kargil war unfolded in the vacations of schools. During this phase in time, this boy had a black and white TV in his house, and he watched the entire Kargil war happening on this black and white TV. While he watched this, he dreamt of only one thing, and he asked himself one question: if I was there, I could have changed what I see today. I wish I was there, and that was the dream. He went on with this dream and kept thinking to himself that if I have to do something in life, then it is to join the army and be there and protect India if there is any more Kargil in the future. Life went on. He completed his graduation, but before that, somewhere in 8th standard, he even changed his schools. He changed his earlier school and went to a different school only because the earlier school did not have NCC. Now, my dear friends, you know, in NCC you get to wear almost an army-like uniform. So he changed his schools. He went to this different school of his, and when he joined the new school, just because he wanted to join NCC, he was told on the very first day of recruitment that sorry, we cannot take you in NCC because you're too short and you're too thin. Imagine the mindset of this young boy, a 8th standard boy who's been rejected outright. But he did not give up. Just like any other 8th standard boy, he started crying. So the teachers had some mercy on him, and they said, fine, if you are so adamant, then this Saturday we have a running race. You run in that, and if you come first, then yes, we will take you into NCC. And then came a Saturday. On that Saturday, this boy ran as if there were 10 mad dogs running behind him. And he landed up coming first. If he had given up on the very first time when the teachers told him, sorry, we cannot take you, do you think he would have reached and been a part of NCC? I'm sure the answer is no. What is it that this boy did? He never gave up. So he was taken into NCC, went on to attend camps, went on to win the Best Cadet Award, and also landed up doing a camp all the way in Kargil, which was anyways his dream destination. All that would not have been possible if in 8th standard this young boy had given up on his dream. He completed his graduation, and after completing his graduation, he started preparing to answer the army entrance exam. And just like luck would have it, on the very first attempt, although he was told that no one clears the army entrance exam on the first attempt, he managed to clear it. He in fact came second in the All India merit list and made it to the Officers Training Academy in Chennai. It was a dream come true. The next few days were full of joy, were full of enjoyment. Reason? His photograph was on the front pages of various newspapers because he had done this. He had come second in the All India merit list. He landed up at the Officers Training Academy. The training started and it was a dream come true. Things were going perfectly well. Just around 3 months were remaining for the training to complete, and after those 3 months, he would be called as Lieutenant so-and-so. He'd have a couple of stars on his shoulder and thereafter become a captain, a major, and so on and so forth. But unfortunately, with just around 2 months remaining for the training program to get over, he had an accident. He fell from almost the 3rd floor. And when he fell, he did not wake up. He did not wake up for a couple of days because he landed up into a coma. When he woke up, he did not have a right arm or a right hand attached to his body because the whole thing had come out. You could literally touch both the sides. There was nothing in between, no bone whatsoever, just hanging out there. He could not move his hand. He did not even know whether he would have a right hand for the rest of his life. But a boy who would never give up, he was also in that state of mind that yes, even if this is the end of the road, I will create a new road for myself hereafter. The doctors came in, they said, we can fix you. It will take around 3 surgeries. There may be a few complications, but then you have to be ready for it because otherwise you will not have a right hand attached to your body ever. So he decided to take that chance. He decided to give it a try. He underwent the 3 surgeries and after that his right hand was put back to his body. And when the whole operation was done and successful after 3 surgeries, he was told that your dream of being in the army is over. This is it. You have to leave now. Imagine this boy who from a very young age, that is somewhere around 3rd standard, has been dreaming of being there, and today after him reaching there and just around 2 months from him actually reaching out his destination of being an army officer, he's told, sorry, you cannot continue anymore, you have to go back to your life and you have to go back to what you were both earlier. So he returned, he came back to Goa, disappointed, but also with the virtue that he will never give up in life. When he came back to Goa, he joined, or rather rejoined his law college, completed law, became a lawyer, and today he is sitting in front of you and talking to you. That is my life story. The reason why I share this story with you is because I have gone through all of this. I have gone through a situation where if I had not woken up from my coma in the next 5 hours, then they would pull the plug on me. And that was the end of my life, or that could have been the end of my life. I was so close to death that I can still feel that. And the moment I think of it, there is a chill that runs down my spine. But also that pushes me to do something more, do more and be more. And that's probably the reason why today where I sit, law is of course a profession, but then as a matter of passion, I am already the president of JCI MAPSA. I am serving the Red Cross as its secretary of Bardes Taluka. I am serving the Rotary Foundation and Rotary Club of MAPSA as the editor this year, and many other things that I keep doing. The reason is because I have come to realize that life is too short and there are way too many things that we should all try and do within this short phase of life. And that is what I am here to request you all. I want you all to never give up in your life, no matter what the situation. I still remember the doctors told me, Ishan, you are never ever supposed to ride a bike in your life from today after the surgery. Because this is very important for me that in life, no one ever gives up. Never give up is a spirit that each and everyone should imbibe in their lives. Thank you very much. I would like to thank the State Legal Services Authority for inviting me over here and allowing me to speak on this topic. And I hope whatever I have spoken, you will take that to heart and make good use of it. Never give up. Thank you.
Hello everyone and welcome to yet another video by the Goa State Legal Services Authority. My name is Siddhant Desai and I am an engineer at the Goa Waste Management Corporation, and it's my pleasure to host this session. On June 5th, we celebrated the World Environment Day. World Environment Day is the United Nations principal vehicle for encouraging awareness and action for the protection of the environment. Each year, the program has provided a theme and is a global platform for public outreach with participation from over 143 countries. And to learn a lot more about today's topic, I am honored and privileged to welcome Shri Levinson J. Martins, the Director of Department of Science, Technology and Waste Management. He is from the Goa Civil Service cadre, and he has in the past served as the District Magistrate and the Collector of North Goa District. Today, he shall brief us about this year's theme for World Environment Day, that is ecosystem restoration, and he shall also speak about the legal framework for waste management and the various initiatives taken by Goa Waste Management Corporation for scientific disposal of waste in Goa. Over to you, sir.
Hello everyone. We celebrate the World Environment Day. This year's theme is ecosystem restoration, and we will see the launch of the United Nations Decade on Ecosystem Restoration, that is 2021 to 2030. Ecosystem restoration can take many forms: growing trees, greening cities, rewilding gardens, changing diets, or cleaning up rivers and coasts. This is the generation that can make peace with nature. What is ecosystem restoration? Ecosystem restoration implies assisting in the recovery of ecosystems that have been degraded or destroyed over a period of time. It also includes conservation of the ecosystem that are fragile or still intact. The ecosystem can be restored in many ways. Planting trees is one of the easiest and best ways of caring for the environment. People also need to eliminate pressures on the environment. All kinds of ecosystems can be restored, including forests, farmlands, cities, wetlands, and oceans. Restoration initiatives can be launched by almost everyone, from governments, development agencies to business, communities, individuals. The United Nations Decade runs from 2021 through 2030, which is also the deadline for the Sustainable Development Goals and the timeline scientists have identified as the last chance to prevent catastrophic climate change. Typically, there are three pathways to join the movement and improve the well-being of people and nature. Number one is taking action. Start your own on-the-ground initiative, join an existing restoration or conservation effort, or help build an alliance to give bigger boost to the nature's comeback. Number two is making smart choices. Change your behavior to reduce your local and global environmental footprint, and divert resources towards activities that bring back nature instead of harming it. Encourage others around you too. Third one is raising your voice for restoration. Make your voice and ideas count to manage your local environment and about how we can make our societies and economies more sustainable. I am now going to speak to you and highlight the initiatives taken by Goa Waste Management Corporation in the scientific management and disposal of various types of waste in accordance with the Central Waste Management Rules 2016. I shall also dwell in short on the legal framework for waste management, that is, the rules issued by the central government under the Environment Protection Act, the first one being Solid Waste Management Rules 2016, Biomedical Waste Rules 2016, Hazardous and Other Waste Management Rules 2016, Construction and Demolition Waste Management Rules 2016, E-Waste Management Rules 2016, Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016. These rules have been issued by the central government under the Environment Protection Act 1986, as I have said earlier. Setting up of these facilities for scientific management and disposal of all types of waste is mandatory as per the rules. Towards this requirement, Government of Goa through Goa Waste Management Corporation, which is an SPV has initiated steps to set up all types of waste management facilities in the state of Goa. In the year 2016, Goa's first integrated solid waste management facility, which is one of its kind in the country, was set up and started its operation on 30th May 2016. It has completed 5 years this year and has so far treated more than 2,20,000 metric tons of solid waste, generated more than 1 crore 5 lakhs units of electricity. The plant is situated at Kalangut Salegaon Plateau and caters to the need of 27 coastal panchayats. Besides, waste collected from highways and beach stretches is also treated in this plant. The plant achieved distinction of having deposited and processed residual inert material waste less than 3%, that is of the total waste received in the landfill. The plant operates on recycle and sorting line, segregation, biomethanation, in-vessel composting and power generation. The plant recently, with capacity of 150 tons per day, is fully automated, operated and monitored by using PLC SCADA system and is in compliance with the Solid Waste Management Rule 2016. To meet the ever increasing waste generated, presently the expansion of the facility to 250 tons per day is going on. The Solid Waste Management Rules 2016 mandates source segregation of waste and its transportation and scientific disposal, which means that the waste, that is dry waste and wet waste, needs to be collected and stored separately and treated and disposed of accordingly. The construction work of setting up of solid waste management facility at Kakora in South Goa is also underway, whereas setting up of such facilities at Bangini and Verna are in process. Similarly, setting up of e-waste facility, biomedical waste facility, common hazardous waste facility and construction and demolition waste facility is also in process. The state of Goa has its own act for solid waste management, that is the Goa Non-Biodegradable Garbage Control Act 1996, as amended from time to time. Now, clause 3 of this Goa Non-Biodegradable Garbage Control Act 1996 prohibits throwing of garbage in public places, drains and sewerage system. Clause 3A prohibits the use of plastic carry bags and single-use plastic items such as cups, straws, cutlery, etc. besides burning of non-biodegradable garbage. Section 5 of the Act prescribes the owner and occupier to collect and segregate non-biodegradable waste generated within their premises, and failure prescribes penalty. Now, the penal provision under 5A prescribes fine of rupees 200 for the first offence, rupees 500 for the second offence, and rupees 5,000 and or imprisonment up to 1 month for subsequent offence. Now, that is for residential houses. For commercial establishment, punishment by fine for the first offence is rupees 2,000, for second offence is rupees 5,000, and for rupees 25,000 and or imprisonment up to 6 months for subsequent offence. The provision of 5B(1) of the Goa Non-Biodegradable Garbage Control Act prescribes penalty for manufacturers, import, store, transport and selling of carry bags or single-use plastics by imposing fine of rupees 50,000 for the first offence and rupees 1 lakh for the second offence, rupees 3 lakhs and or 3 months imprisonment for subsequent offences. 5B(2) prescribes punishment for use or throwing of plastic carry bags in public places. For individuals, for the first offence is rupees 2,500. For second offence, fine is rupees 3,500, and for the third offence, fine is rupees 5,000 and or imprisonment up to 5 days for subsequent offence. For commercial establishments, for the first offence, fine is rupees 10,000. For the second offence, fine is rupees 20,000, and for the subsequent offence, rupees 50,000 and or imprisonment of 1 month. 5B3 of the Act prescribes penalty for fine for burning of waste. For the first offence, for simple burning, fine is rupees 5,000, and for bulk burning, fine is rupees 25,000. For the second offence, fine is rupees 10,000 for simple burning with imprisonment up to 5 days, rupees 50,000 for bulk burning and or imprisonment up to 5 days. As per section 5 of the Act, segregation of garbage generated within premises, storing, handling of the waste and handling it to the local authority is mandatory, and therefore littering and throwing garbage is punishable under the law. Now this is as far as the Goa Non-Biodegradable Control Act is concerned. The Goa Waste Management Corporation has also acted on the legacy waste in the state of Goa. The Goa Waste Management Corporation initially identified 13 legacy waste major dump sites, out of which remediation of legacy waste is completed at 6 sites. Presently, remediation of waste is ongoing at 3 sites, that is at Kanakona, Mapsa and Sonsoda, Margaon. The Saligaon plant as well as Kakora plant have come up on the legacy waste dump site after the remediation and reclamation of this land for these projects. The Mormugao Municipal Council has also set up facility for waste management on the land reclaimed after Goa Waste Management Corporation remediated the legacy waste at Headland Sada. Goa's initiative in remediation of legacy waste dumps and reclaiming the land for setting up of solid waste management facilities is considering the fact that there are constraints in identifying land for setting up of such facilities has helped in not only reclaiming degraded land by improving and restoring ecosystem, which is befitting to the theme of today's World Environment Day 2021, that is for restoration of ecosystems. These initiatives will help in scientific management of disposal of waste through improving and restoring the air and water ecosystem. Besides, a large number of trees have also been grown at waste management sites, thereby supporting the ecosystem restoration program. Awareness, training, workshops for students and other stakeholders, reduction in greenhouse gases by scientific disposal of waste shall also help in restore the ecosystem. Due to the present COVID pandemic, face masks use has increased tremendously, and consequently the quantity of masks discarded has also increased. And it is seen that such discarded masks eventually to some extent find their place in normal municipal solid waste, which poses threat to the waste handlers of contamination and infections. Therefore, cloth masks before reuse must be washed thoroughly with detergent and left to hang and air dry properly before its reuse. As regards to the single-use masks, the same needs to be treated with 5% sodium hypochlorite solution with a ratio of 1:100 dilution, or appropriate concentration of quaternary ammonium household disinfectant, and kept in a paper bag for minimum 72 hours. And the same has to be cut to prevent reuse and thereafter handed over separately to the waste collection agencies of the respective local bodies for its scientific disposal. With this, I would like to wish you all success for your initiatives towards environment and ecosystems restoration, and I am sure you all will rise up to the occasion. Let us all march hand in hand to achieve this goal. Wear masks, maintain physical distance, sanitize your hands regularly, and get yourself vaccinated. Stay healthy and stay safe. Thank you.
That was a brilliant and enlightening talk on the legal framework such as the Goa Non-Biodegradable Garbage Control Act 1996. Thank you, sir, for enlightening us on some of the penalties and clauses of the Act, and also for sharing the various initiatives and ongoing projects of the Goa Waste Management Corporation, such as the Integrated Solid Waste Management Facility at Saligaon and Kakora, and the bioremediation of legacy waste dumps across Goa. And also, thank you, sir, for briefing us about the safe disposal of masks. To follow up on the same, I would kindly urge you to segregate your own waste and ensure proper disposal of waste at household level. And to conclude this video, I again urge you to wear a mask, sanitize your hands frequently, maintain social distancing. Kindly like, share and subscribe to this video and stay tuned for the next video from Goa State Legal Services Authority. Stay safe, stay healthy.
राष्ट्रीय न्यायिक सेवा प्राधिकरण
न्यायालयातल्या कारवाई खातीर बरो वकील मेळोवन दिता.
वेळार योग्य कायदा खालची मदत आणि सल्लो दिता
लोक अदालत द्वारा चड काळच्या केसीक बेगीन सोपयता.
आणि तेवूय सामके मोफत.
राष्ट्रीय न्यायिक सेवा प्राधिकरण बेस बरो न्याय बेस बरो समाज.
अधिक माहिती खातीर लागच्या न्यायालयातल्या न्यायिक सेवा प्राधिकरण कार्यालया लागीं संपर्क करा
वा टोल फ्री नंबर 1510 चेर फोन करा.